Hi everyone, I'm Margie O'Brien with Capital TV. This is another Capital Spotlight, and we're using this opportunity to introduce you to our new lawmakers, including Evan Shanley. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, pleasure to join you.
So we're about a month into session so far. Your first thoughts?
It's very interesting. It's a learning experience so far, but I've got the opportunity to meet a lot of great people and meet the amazing staff here, and they've made the transition very easy, and now I'm looking forward to getting down to the actual work now that committee hearings have started and I have my assignments.
Was there a little bit of a learning curve, learning just the protocol of being on the floor?
Sure, and I think that other representatives that have been here have been very helpful to tell you sort of don't do this or do that, or there's implied meaning to this. So a lot of it's not intuitive, so having people that can sort of guide you through the initial stages I think has been great and been the most important thing so far.
You just mentioned your appointment, so tell us about that and maybe shed a light on maybe why you were chosen for that committee.
Sure, so I'm on 3 committees, the Judiciary Committee, Municipal Government, and Small Business, and thankfully those are the 3 committees I was looking to be on. I wasn't sure that I'd get all 3, but I was pleasantly surprised to get on all 3. I thought Judiciary would be good from the perspective that I'm an attorney and I have a legal background. So I think I have the experience to get in there and hit the ground running. And also you get to see a lot of legislation passes through Judiciary, so it's a learning opportunity for me as well to sort of see how the sausage is made and see a lot of different legislation and have my hand in a lot of different stuff. Municipal government was important to me because I thought that one of the issues that voters identified in my district was education, property taxes, and the car tax, and I feel like municipal governance is a vehicle to obtain change in those areas. And also, again, get your hands in a lot of different legislation that affects the city. And, all politics is local, and when you're on municipal, you're dealing with a lot of issues that really affect people at the local level.
And you will probably see a lot of attention on that municipal commission because we are looking at a priority of reducing the car tax in Rhode Island this session.
Absolutely, and that was something that when I started knocking on doors wasn't a priority for me, but by the time I was done knocking on doors after 6 months of it, a lot of people want to see that tax gone and think it's unfair and onerous, so I'm glad to see that the Speaker and the Governor have identified that as a tax they'd like to get rid of. But now we have to do the difficult part, which is figure out where that money is going to be made up and make sure that cities and towns like Warwick aren't, crippled by the loss of that extra revenue.
So you're spending months knocking on the doors. What was the feedback like? At first they probably said, how old are you?
That was certainly the feedback. Then there was another one was that I looked a lot like Rob Gronkowski.
I was going to say.
So, but the general feedback was there was an extreme level of discontent, and I don't think it was with just state government. I think it was with the federal government, and I think you saw that manifest itself in the election outcomes. People really wanted something different and new. So I believe that I had an advantage running as somebody that was first time running for office, young, fresh face, new ideas, and I think that really was an asset for my campaign, and it was just a very fascinating year to run, and people had very strong opinions, but it was really an amazing experience to meet so many people in my neighborhood and learn so much about them. You grow up, you walk around, you see all the houses in the neighborhood, and you sort of wonder who lives where and what their story is, and to get a lot of those stories was just an awesome experience.
That's great. Now, I've heard that you have a great support staff, both family, colleagues at work, and you're also increasing that staff by having a brand new baby, so congratulations.
Sure, thank you.
Can you
so
tell
much.
us?
We're so excited. My wife Meredith and I welcomed Maxwell Tyler Shanley, our first son, on December 20th. And over at Women and Infants Hospital, the staff there was absolutely amazing. We had an incredible experience. And other than not sleeping for more than 3 hours at a time for the past month, it's just been awesome. And you sort of run on adrenaline. And it's really an experience like nothing else. And what everybody said before I had the baby sort of lines up. I was anticipating just sleeping in the afternoons, not being able to focus, but I think you run on a high for a long time after you have a baby.
So have you gotten any advice that could apply to both new positions, as a state rep and as a new daddy?
I guess you have to look out for the future. And people have told me that your perspective on life and everything you do in life changes when you have a child. And I think that happens because now you're not just looking out for yourself, you're looking out for, well, in my case, I'm looking out for Max. What kind of school system is Max going to have? What financial shape is our state going to be in? What job opportunities is he going to have? What can I do to make sure that he grows up, gets a good education here, is able to find a job and stay here? And I think that's what's changed the most. It's not what can I do for myself and my friends, it's what can I do for this next generation. And I think that's one of the perspectives that I have as a young legislator, and thankfully I think there are a lot of young legislators that have come in, and it's great to have somebody with an eye towards the future as opposed to just what's coming around for the next year in the budget.
Evan Shanley, very nice to meet you. Congratulations on your new seat.
Thank
and
you.
Also wonderful outlook for your future,
Thank
both
you so
here
much.
in the House and also as a new parent.
Thank you.
So this is another Capitol Spotlight. I'm Margie O'Brien. Have a great day, everyone.